Well, hello there, Capricorn. It is so good to see you again. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today we are doing your mid-February reading. We'll take a look at the overall energies with the oracle cards, and then we'll move to the tarot for more details. And if you're enjoying the content that I create, I'd really appreciate it if you would consider liking, commenting, or subscribing. I really do appreciate all of your support. Okay, Otter Spirit, you are never alone. Okay, Capricorn, you're never alone. It's this energy. Think about it. I feel like with the otter, one of the reasons the otter is never alone is because the otter is so much fun to be with, right? So Capricorn, I feel like this is this energy of you becoming more playful, where I live, spring is just maybe trying to spring a little bit. And, that I've noticed, the squirrels and the birds are so much more active. It could be that you've been hibernating for a little bit. And, we do that in the winter, in the northern hemisphere. And so I feel like you're kind of willing to kind of almost come out of your shell a little bit. You're being a little bit more playful, and it's attracting in other people that love that energy, because I feel like you've been fogged in for a while. Go slow, take your time. I think you're coming out of this energy. I think you've been going slow for quite a while, and now it's kind of like, okay, I'm ready to get out there. I'm ready to have a little bit more fun, whatever that may mean for you, For some of you, if you're thinking about your career and money sector, it's almost an energy of, not having your nose down to the grindstone. It's kind of like maybe networking more in your, in your business sector, or just kind of like, being more, I don't know, just you're friendly, Capricorn, but maybe striking up more conversations with people at work, asking them a little bit more about their personal life. For some reason, I think that this is also helping you to find some clarity about what it is that you want to do next. So I love this energy. All right, so let's go to the tarot, and we're going to take a look at your present energy, your area of resistance or obstacle, and then finally, of course, advice from Spirit. So this reading is good from now until mid-March. So keep in mind that the obstacles are things that you will overcome in these next 4 to 5 weeks. Okay, beautiful energy. Oh my goodness. I think you're seeing the treasure of... It is really interesting. I think for a long time, you've been trying to kind of like go it alone. This energy of more of the hermit. And I know you're not the hermit energy, but very much that hermit energy. I feel like you're understanding that life is easier when you have other people in your life, when you're starting to see the treasure of relationships. Whereas in the past, you may have felt a little bit like relationships were a burden. It's kind of like, I've got to get my work done or something like that, especially like in your career and money sector. I know when I was a teacher, there were some teachers that were really good at socializing and knowing what was going on in everybody's life. And then, I can resonate with just, there's so much work to do. I have to get my work done. And so I feel like you've been in that position, and now you're kind of understanding, if I just go to work and only do my work and don't enjoy the people I work with, then at the end of the day, I've been productive maybe, but there's also maybe a lack of fulfillment in your work, because you're having a hard time, or you were in the past having a hard time relating to the other people you were working with. For some of you, if this is, like a connection, a personal connection, either romantic, family, or friend, I think it's the same thing. You've been kind of like focused on your work or the burden of, I have to, feeling like family obligations, that type of thing. Now you're kind of understanding, okay, if I'm going to, instead, it's kind of like Thanksgiving. If you go to Thanksgiving thinking it's a family obligation, and oh my goodness, I have to bring a casserole, and, and just kind of like dreading it, then that's what you're going to experience, your attitude, your thoughts, your your beliefs about the what is about to happen at Thanksgiving dinner, right, creates that reality. So then you're kind of like, yeah, oh my goodness, I had to make this casserole. It cost me this much, it took me this long. And then I got there and there was so much food. Like I could have shown up with nothing, you could go that route, or you could go into it of, okay, perhaps you're going partly because of the family obligation, but looking at it, hey, how can I have fun with the people that are there, right? So I feel like you just have this switch within you about your relationships. Yeah, because you have the 10 of Pentacles and then you have flexible. I feel like you're just coming into this more flexible, compromising time, which is really lovely. Not looking at everything as how much is this going to cost me? How long is this going to take me? It's kind of like, no, wait a minute. Can I also have some fun while I'm doing it? And then you have be the real you. Your greatest power comes from being who you truly are. Don't let anyone sway you from expressing your authentic self. Yeah, I feel there is this energy where for some time you have really been concentrating on your money, right? Getting the job done. How much is this going to cost? How long is this going to take me? It's kind of like every sector of your life could have been a little bit in this energy of, calculating, analyzing how much effort it was taking from you. And now there's this energy of, wait a minute, if I'm still putting effort into my things, but I'm trying to enjoy them more. I'm trying to have better relationships with the people I work with or the people that are in my life. And it's just bringing you more sense of joy, of fulfillment, instead of just concentrating on your work. So your area of resistance, your obstacle, trust the guidance you're receiving. Archangel Uriel has blessed you with a brilliant epiphany. I am also present to clear away your worries so you can trust your divine guidance. I think for some of you, you've been really worried about your finances, right? Your longevity in your finances, because the 10 of Pentacles is like family wealth, right? It's not just this generation, it's the next generation too. And now I feel like you're kind of, it's almost like taking some burden off, understanding, wait a minute, I'm on this journey, and as long as I can provide for myself, I'm okay. I don't have to provide for everybody else in my family. For some of you, you could have been in that mentality. Now, of course, if you have young children, that's different. But if your children are older, they're adults, they have their own lives, right? It's kind of like, why am I working so hard to provide not just for myself, but everybody else? Because you've been missing out on fun because your nose has been to the grindstone, calculating how much money you can make, right? And I feel like you've been getting some guidance. It's about, okay, what were my fears based upon looking at the situation and only working day and night or worried about my money day and night, and looking at that, sometimes we want to, and I'm going to speak for myself, right? I have adult children. Sometimes we overgive, I'm going to put it that way, overgive to our adult children, because we want to make things easier for them, right? Or for some reason, we want to make sure they stay in our life, so we maybe overgive to them. But the truth is that is an unhealthy boundary, right? When we are overgiving, and I think you've been overgiving, Capricorn. It doesn't mean that you're pulling back everything, right? It's about making a healthy boundary of understanding, okay, all I really have to do is provide for myself, right? I don't have to provide for everybody else. And stepping into that energy of what is it that I want for myself, I desire for myself. And I feel like part of what you desire is to have more fun instead of, fearing that people will leave your life, or, they'll think less of you, Yeah, I went to this baby shower once, and, some people were bringing really extravagant gifts, and I was like, well, that's not really, that's just something I can't afford, right? And I really, it was a little bit of that energy of stepping into, okay, I'm giving a gift I really and truly, can afford, that I am giving out of joy, and I am showing up with my joy, with my love, my light, knowing I don't have to bring an extravagant gift. That part of it is just showing up with your love and your light, your joy, being your true self instead of trying to fit in with everybody else. Yeah, because I feel like you're seeing the blessing in this. The blessing of, okay, if I allow myself to kind of take back a little bit, be my authentic self and not overgive, to give what I can afford to give, whether that's time or money or resources, but also allowing other people to give to me, that you don't have to be the only one that's doing the giving. And understanding, that when we give, say once again, when I was over giving to my adult children, to come into that energy of recognizing, okay, wait a minute, what am I receiving back? If we're giving truly out of, our joy, but when we look at, okay, why am I doing this? What's the fear? When we know we're over giving, I feel like that has been highlighted for you in some area, whether it's at work, you're overworking yourself, you're working long hours, what is that? Yeah, temperance, modifying, being more moderate in what you are giving to others. And recognizing, wow, Tower, your Nine of Cups coming in, you're being recognized. Okay. And the reason is because you are pulling back. One of the things, Capricorn, is that when we overgive, okay, people start taking advantage of us. And the reason we overgive is because we don't have those healthy boundaries, right? When we set those healthy boundaries, right? And we only give what we are truly capable of giving, and we give it with love, okay? That's the key too. Whether it is our time, our money, our resources, when we give it with love and we give what we can afford, okay, what is comfortable for us to give, right? And then we also allow the other person to give to us. That's the other thing. When we're overgiving, a lot of times we're like, the other person may want to give to us, and we're like, oh no, that's okay, right? It's setting those healthy boundaries. Because when we're overgiving, what happens is that people start taking advantage of us, or they don't really appreciate what it is that we are giving, because we're overgiving. So we've lost the boundary there. And I feel like that's what you're doing. You're now understanding, okay, wait a minute. In the past, I may have overgiven my love, but I didn't get back what I was hoping to receive. And it's asking yourself, why were you not receiving things back? Okay. And it comes back to your healthy boundaries. It's also about allowing other people to give to you. I feel like this is a huge epiphany. And it's kind of like, okay, all I have to focus on is my Nine of Cups. I don't have to make everybody else happy. All I have to do is make myself happy. That's your only job, is to be able to provide for yourself financially and to find your own happiness. It's not about finding other people's happiness. Okay, so let's take a look at your advice. Yeah, I feel like you're mending. Nine of Cups. You're actually mending your relationships, okay, that you have, whether they're career relationships or personal relationships, romantic relationships, because you're stepping into your power of recognizing your happiness is all that counts. Right? Your happiness and your joy, and asking yourself, okay, what is it that I really and truly want in my life? Right? And when you get there, I feel like you're no longer fogged in. You're finding this clarity of, okay, yes, this is what I want for myself financially. This is what I want for myself in relationships. And it's about building those healthy boundaries, be a light to others. It's not about the gift that you bring to the baby shower, right? It is really about your energy when you show up. It's about bringing your love and light to the office, right? It's about sharing your love and light, your joy with others. It's not about the tangible things that you are bringing. It's a really kind of a beautiful message. You know, it really and truly is, because there is a message here for all of us, you know, seeing clearly that you are choosing now based on what your heart truly desires, instead of trying to please other people. There's a fine line there, Capricorn. There is a fine line, right? Okay, so let's pull a soul truth card for you. And Capricorn, I do personal readings, so if you're interested, the link is in the description box below. I'd really be honored to do a reading for you. Okay, so let's see what we have. What else could this mean? Yes. All right, so let's read this. There are always multiple ways to look at every situation. Our first reaction is usually rooted in our fears and limiting beliefs. Look at a situation today by stepping outside of the trigger and ask yourself, what else could this mean? Is there something your soul is calling you to learn in this moment? Or is there a pattern that is ready to be broken? Walk in the other person's shoes and see it from their perspective. If it doesn't involve someone else, ask yourself, how is life happening to me right now? And I feel like that's what you're stepping into, this energy of recognizing that when you show up with your love and light, right? Not a sense of fear or unworthiness, but just show up as your true authentic self, not concerning yourself with what the other person will think, right? Then it's kind of like you're just attracting in, okay, people that want to love you for who you are. You find this a true balancing act. And I feel like that's what you're recognizing. You've been focusing too much on working too hard at work or working too hard in your relationships. And it's kind of like, wait a minute, you know, I don't have to work that hard. I'm a Capricorn, right? I love myself. I'm going to show up with my love and light. And with that, you will also recognize that people will be kind of like bending more towards you. You won't have to do so much bending over backwards for others. People will be wanting to exchange equally with you. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I wish you so much love and light, and I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.